What's up, everyone? We are live at an event connected to the Game Developers Conference called The Mix. The Mix, I learned today, yes, I was today years old when I learned that The Mix is an acronym that stands for Media Indie Exchange. And here's how it works. If you walk into the door to this event, which is, by the way, kind of far from the Moscone Center, it's in the Dogpatch neighborhood of San Francisco, you walk into this event, you get a sticker like this. Mine is red, it says press, it means I'm a member of the media. You could also have one that's green, it says you're a member of the industry. Or you could have a blue one that says dev, D-E-V, short for developer. Those are the people who are exhibiting their games behind me. Now, the people at this event, this is a much smaller event than what we had the last time, which, by the way, was 3 years ago. The last time we were at a Mix event was 2019. This is the 10th, you can't see it here. There's a poster that says the 10th San Francisco Mix event. It doesn't say 10th annual because we haven't had one for 2 years. And for this event, they've had a smaller gathering because, in part, COVID restrictions still exist, and people are a little bit out of practice at being in big crowds. I'm out of practice at doing these live streams, and so I don't really have a plan right now. What we're going to do is we're going to go walk down some of these aisles in the last hour and a half or so of this event, and we're going to talk to some developers about what the games are that they've now been waiting 3 years to show off. I'm going to step behind the camera without tripping over my cable, and we're going to go for a walk. By the way, if you want to drop anything in the comments, tell me something that you want to see more of. Hopefully, I'll be able to read comments from all of the platforms that we're streaming on right now. And tell me what you want to see. Tell me who you want to talk to. And we'll go for a little walk here. Here, now I can show you the banner. It is the 10th Mix event. That stands for Media Indie Exchange. An event focused on independent game developers. Here, just a stone's throw away from the Game Developers Conference. As you can see, it's a smaller event than the last time, but definitely still crowded. And I think our first stop was going to have something to do with these donuts.
You want me to open it?
Yeah, show me what's in the box here. Because it's really hard to resist donuts.
I know.
So we've got some people on Twitter and Facebook right now who are drooling over the donuts. What is up with the donuts?
So we're working on a game called Freshly Frosted. It's a donut puzzle factory game. Basically, you're placing conveyor belts in a donut factory to lead the donuts from the bakery to the delivery counter. And along the way, you've got to go past frosting machines and sprinkle machines, and there's all sorts of different mechanics. We have 144 levels, that's a dozen. And we're releasing soon, in 2 to 3 months. And it's got a narrative, it's got a great soundtrack.
Have you managed to get Dunkin' Donuts as an investor?
Not yet. We've sent some emails, so we're hoping to get a partnership there.
Awesome. Can you show me a little bit about how the game is played?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want me to bring you around to the gameplay?
All right, yeah. So obviously we have some people who are playing the game right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
With a delicious glass of, what's in the glass there? Is that Pinot Noir? Is that Zinfandel? What you got there?
I think it's the Pinot.
That's the Pinot. He was drinking your wine.
He was drinking my wine.
He liked your
wine
better.
We got so distracted from this game that we accidentally swapped wines and we didn't realize.
And you tasted it and you were like, what the heck is this garbage that I'm drinking? All right, let's take a look at the game here. I'm just going to come around here where I can see the screen.
Who doesn't want to make donuts, right?
Right, so we're making donuts here. Okay.
Making donuts. You know, you have to burn some calories, so you have to use your brain to make sure that they're able to figure out like how to make donuts. Such an amazing game. I'd love to play it on.
So are you building a donut factory here? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, we're the conveyance to build a donut factory.
You've got the conveyor belt going on. A shameless plug for my chocolate factory story that I did a couple of years ago. It does have a conveyor belt that's about this elaborate. There go the donuts. Moving down the conveyor belt through the donut. Oh, they just got frosted. Are there sprinkles? There are totally sprinkles. Is that powdered sugar? Cream filling? What's that?
Whipped cream.
Whipped cream. Oh my goodness, that is a very decadent donut that we're making here. And there's like a cherry on top of that? Whipped cream and a cherry. So it's a donut sundae is what's going on. It's a donut sundae. And this game is called Freshly Frosted. And where can somebody find and play this game?
It will be out in the next 3 months or so, and it'll be on all the consoles and Steam.
You said the next 3 months or so?
Yeah.
All right. Freshly Frosted. Coming to a gaming platform. What platforms is it going to be on?
It's going to be on all of the consoles. So it'll be on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam.
Wow, okay, on all the consoles and Steam. Coming up in the next 3 months or so. Freshly Frosted. As you see, solve puzzles in the world's most adorable donut factory. Let's get one more look at the donuts here. Those are the bribes that are being used to get people to play the game. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. I'm streaming live from the MIX event, which stands for the Media Indie Exchange, here adjacent to the Game Developers Conference. And if you guys are chatting, I actually can't see your chat, so I'm going to try to switch between the apps here. I'm going to open up Twitter and see if anybody has made any sort of comments on Twitter. Let's see. And so right now I'm looking at the Twitter app, and we'll see if any of you guys are making comments on Twitter, and then I'll check Facebook in a little bit because my meta chat is not working as well as it should be. Like I said, I'm out of practice, just like everybody here. A little bit out of practice at doing these large events, maneuvering our way through crowds. Over here we have some arcade cabinet style games right here. What are you playing right here?
I have no idea. I guess this one, Hemso Club. Seems like on the Polycade though, there's very cool commercial arcade cabinet you can have at home.
So do you want one of these at home? Do you have one of these at home?
I don't have. I would love one of these at home. I don't think I can afford one at this point, but eventually, yes, I would love to have one of these.
Life goals.
Yes, exactly. It's pretty cool. Got like this 6-button layout. Seems like you do a few different things. Got the ball here. Pretty nice. 2-player.
This has like every possible control for every possible game.
Basically, yeah.
Except for some of the alt control games.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
You got crazy controls.
Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing for tomorrow's alt control content.
A 4-player version.
Oh, look at that. Oh, something important and big just happened over here. What just happened over there?
I know. That guy's excited.
I think we have to go investigate. It looks like t-shirts are on the line here. Is that what's going on? 4-person arcade cabinet. There is jumping. There are boxes being built and broken. And P.S. there is old school music being spun by the DJ. We're back live streaming. Can you tell me about the kangaroo?
We have the kangaroo, our new 3D platformer game. We are like targeting this game to all the fans of the previous games from the series and new ones that just like 3D platformer games.
So yeah, tell me about the original game. Is this a brand new edition of this game?
This is like a reboot of the old games. So the story is totally new. The character is new. It's just like the same character, but in totally different environment, totally different story.
So it's like a sequel or a requel.
It's a reboot.
There we go. All right. Here we go. It is called Cow. Is it Cow the Kangaroo? How's it pronounced?
Cow.
Cow the Kangaroo. All right. And there he is. Can you show me what this kangaroo can do? He was telling me earlier this game is made to emulate the way some of these 3D games worked in the late 90s, early 2000s. I asked, is that like a game that one would play on Sega Dreamcast? He said the original game was actually for the Sega Dreamcast. So that dates me. I absolutely dated myself with that inquiry. But if you happen to like Sega Dreamcast, this is a game that takes you back to that age. KO the Kangaroo. Thank you very much. All right, time to check in on our Facebook comments because I'm not seeing a whole lot on Twitter. But please, if there's something you guys want to see, something you do see that you want to know more about, please go ahead and put it in the comments because I'll be checking those comments and I want to give the audience what y'all want. Yes, I did just say y'all. Let's see here. All right, the chat is quiet. I want to hear from you guys. Saw this game earlier. I didn't get a chance to ask them about it. Backbeat is a puzzle-based game. Has something to do with a band. Maybe we can ask a little bit about that. There the band members are with their instruments. These guys have extremely good swag and merch, by the way. Check out the jackets here. Is this your game? Can you tell me what it's all about?
So, did you create the music puzzle game? Sorry.
That smells excellent, by the way. What are you eating there? That looks delicious. Is that a burger or a slider?
Yeah, slider.
Nice.
So this is a puzzle game, a creative music puzzle game, multilinear. So it's all wrapped up in funk music and 1990s.
1990s. Yeah. I love that we have a lot of like 90s themed stuff here today. Yeah.
Because it's cool. Because it's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. And so how does the game work? What's the mechanic of the game?
Okay, so you control the characters, isometric view. They move around with a different set of movements. So you should. It's easier to show you on the screen here.
All right, let's take a look here. Here are the players. Who's playing it? Have you guys, how close are you to releasing this game?
We don't have a release date yet.
What's that?
We don't have a release date.
You don't have a release date yet?
We have an alpha version ready.
Your announcement coming?
It's done. This is feature complete. So we're just here to polish it between now and Q3.
Fantastic. Are you getting some good feedback here tonight?
We're getting excellent feedback. We're having a great time. So many learnings going on.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Backbeat. They'll have an announcement about its release sometime in Q3. Now, I have seen at least a couple of games with a morbid death-like theme, including this one over here that was interesting because there are 2D characters in a black and white 3D world. In fact, they also have some pretty good merch for this one. There we go. There are the 2D characters. So who can tell me about this game?
What would you like to know?
I'd like to know what it's all about. I see these 2D characters in this black and white 3D world, and I heard it might have something to do with the afterlife.
It does indeed. So you play as a character who has passed away and moved on to the afterlife, but he needs to get back to life. He's got unfinished business. So he's exploring, you control him as he explores a bunch of different towns within the afterlife, and they're all themed with different sort of things. There's like a western town and all kinds of fun stuff like that. And he's trying to find the keys to get back to life, when meanwhile the Grim Reaper is obviously trying to keep him in the afterlife.
And so how did you decide to portray the afterlife as this flat black and white space?
Well, you know, honestly, we'd have to ask our developer. Our developer is not here with us today. His name is Juan. He's based in Argentina, and he has a great sense of humor, and he also has a love for, you know, old school pixelated graphics. So I think he combined those two loves, his sense of humor and his love for old school gaming, to create this. It's a very sort of tongue-in-cheek kind of take on the afterlife. Lots of meta humor. The game makes it very clear that it knows you're playing a game, and even talks directly to the player at times. So, you know, it's something we think is a lot of fun. I think a lot of people of all ages are going to enjoy it, and I think it's nice to bring some levity to the afterlife for once.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the afterlife can get awfully morbid, but this looks like a pretty approachable take on it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, just because you're dead doesn't mean you need to be sad, right?
That's right. So is this game out and playable now? Will it be out soon?
It's coming out soon, but there is a demo that you can download off of Steam. So the demo is now available for everybody everywhere, and we'll be releasing it shortly, the full game, and you know, excited to get people's hands on it.
Are you getting good feedback here tonight?
Oh yeah, people seem to really enjoy it. Really responding well to the humor and to the cute characters. We even have some little handmade character versions of the characters. This is a character, a dog named Wolf.
The dog's name is Wolf.
That's right. His name is Wolf, a talking dog.
I mean, because if you ask the dog what his name is, he's going to say Wolf.
Well, actually, in the game, when you first talk to the dog, you try talking to the dog, it says Wolf, and your character says, what am I thinking? Dogs can't talk. And then Wolf says to you, oh, I can talk. It's just that my name is Wolf.
That's fantastic.
It's great. I love it.
Thank you so much. And the name of the game is Restless
Soul.
Restless Soul. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Restless Soul, another game that, sorry about that, another game that is being released soon, but playable in demo form and on display here at the Mix event, GDC 2022. Here's a basketball-related game. Whose game is this? Can I talk to you about it?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. What is this? It says it's Blacktop Hoops demo. What's this all about?
Yeah, so Blacktop Hoops is a competitive VR streetball game. So you can play 1v1 against an AI opponent. So the game's about, it's just a 1v1 streetball. So there's dribbling, shooting, dunking, and yeah, you play to 21.
And so VR basketball, how does that work? What does it have? And did it take a while to figure out how to get the controls down? Do I actually jump up in the air when I make a shot? Do I actually dribble a basketball?
Yeah, so in terms of controls, so we use left thumbstick for locomotion, kind of like other multiplayer games, so use left thumbstick to move. In terms of dribbling, the way dribbling works in the game, the ball's kind of like a yo-yo, so you have your hand, and the ball's going up and down. So when you're dribbling, you just do this movement with the controller, the ball always comes back to your hand, so it's pretty intuitive. And so you can dribble the ball back and forth in your hands, and up and down. And for jumping, you press the left thumbstick, and then you just put your hand out, and then the ball automatically sticks to your hand. So you just press left thumbstick, put your hand up, and then slam the ball in like you're dunking in real life.
What was the process like trying to figure out what those hand movements needed to be for it to feel natural?
Yeah, so it was a pretty, we spent at least 5-6 months working at all of the mechanics, getting it right. So for the dribbling, for example, I literally sat down with our game designer. I recorded a video of myself dribbling a basketball slowly. Like, this is how it should feel like. Dribbling slowly, and then dribbling fast. And I kind of replicated what that movement looked like, and then dribbling from side to side. So I went through kind of that whole process with every single mechanic just to get the feel right. Even shooting, when I shoot a basketball, I put the ball here, and I put my other hand here, and then I shoot, and there's a little flick. So we went through all of those kind of nuances of basketball, one by one, from dribbling, shooting, and dunking, to kind of make sure it feels really natural.
Now, are you yourself a basketball player?
Yeah, well, I played basketball most of my life recreationally, but yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a pro basketball player or anything, but I definitely played a lot of basketball.
And why'd you want to create a game around it, and why VR?
So VR adoption has been growing a lot over the last couple of years. There were several really bad basketball games on the market, and I figured, hey, I played basketball my whole life. With the right game designer and developer, we could make something a lot more natural, a lot more fun. So yeah, that was kind of the idea, and we built a prototype of the game. We put it on Reddit, it blew up on Reddit, and after that I just cold emailed Mark Cuban. So apparently you can just email Mark Cuban. I emailed him early last year, and he offered to invest in the game pretty much the same day, and so I didn't take the investment. It was a little bit of a Shark Tank offer, but after that I quit my job working at Facebook, and I was like, this is what I'm going to do now, is make this game.
Fantastic, a true Silicon Valley startup story right there.
Yeah, that's unintentional, but yeah, that's kind of where it started.
Fantastic, and when can people play this game?
Our demo is releasing in mid-April, so it'll be available on Oculus Quest App Lab, and after that the demo will be available in Steam around May.
So demo in April, and then the final game, or the demo will be on
the
Steam?
Final game will be end of next year.
End of next year, fantastic. Here we go, we've got this. I'm assuming this is like the launch screen right here, and it is Blacktop Hoops demo available on Steam within the next couple of months. And there's the VR controller on display. Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you so much. Thank you.
We saw something over here a little bit earlier. It looked like my old Apple II from the 80s. Really dating myself now. A text adventure game. I doesn't exist. People actually typing things into the game, as we haven't done for almost 40 years. Tell me a little bit about your game for the folks on Twitter and Facebook.
Oh yeah, sure. Where should I start?
Start with what it is. How we're looking at people typing on a green screen like we did in the 80s.
Right.
What's that all about?
Well, we're trying to modernize the text adventure genre through visuals, right? So that there's not just a wall of text, and also we're using conversational AI to make sure that the text parsing is like really easy, because all text adventures have a very specific vernacular, right, that you really need to know. And
so it's a command prompt, but there's AI behind it, so I don't have to get the words exactly right.
No, you don't. It's like really flexible about what you type in. There's no like steep learning curve like they used to have.
And what's the premise of the game here? It looks almost philosophical in nature.
Yeah, our theme is control. On a metatextual level, like what it means for a video game, like who is in control, you know? Is it the game? Is it you? What does it mean for the relationship between you and the character? But also on an emotional level, like what does control mean for your mental health? How much control is too much for your mental health? Maybe there are parts of yourself that you push away, and instead of pushing them away, you should maybe accept them and work with them. That's sort of what our game is trying to not teach, but make you think about, you know.
So a game about control that you control by typing to it.
Exactly.
Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, no problem.
Uh-oh, getting really dizzy right now. That's what we're seeing. course, type quit if you want to quit or restart. Look at that, there's the PC booting up. Sitting inside a small cavern, and then there's a wall of text. Go outside. You step out the door into the bright sunlight. It suddenly blinds you, stopping you in your path. You squint, and your eyes are for the first time in what feels like eternity, and you open your eyes to see the grass tickles the soles of your feet. Warm gusts of wind blow into your face. So, needless to say, you guys had some good writers working on this.
Sorry?
You had some good writers working on this.
We're the writers.
You're the writers. You guys probably, I mean, I'm assuming you guys have like written novels or short stories, or you write games.
Yeah, basically, yeah. We did write some stories, I would say.
What's that?
We did write some stories, I would say. I mean, I don't know about you, but we definitely...
Yeah, I read some.
And I mean, and this is just like, this goes to show, like, games don't just need programmers. Games need artists and writers and
Needs everything.
all sorts of creative talent goes into making games. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. K3 Dev, you're welcome for the live stream, and it looks like you're watching on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in. I don't know what this is all about, Slaycation, but we're about to find out. Looks like a lot of wreckage right now. Looks like that character in the center of the screen is responsible for creating a lot of that wreckage. Is this your game? Can I talk to you about it real quick? Awesome. What are you eating there, by the way?
Slider.
A slider. How is the slider? Awesome. So far we've got 2 votes for the sliders.
Yeah.
So what is this game? Slaycation?
Slaycation Paradise.
Slaycation Paradise.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at that. It doesn't look like this. Looks very much like Paradise. What's going on there?
So in this game, you live in an Earth that is so perfect, so mind-numbingly fine, that you have to travel to alternate dimensional Earths to get any sort of excitement. So you go there for, like, you know, adrenaline rushes. So in Slaycation Paradise, there's this resort, a travel destination, and you travel to Earths that are going through different apocalypses. So you have zombie apocalypse. You know, hell has risen on Earth. In this level, sex bots have gained sentience, and they have risen up against mankind. So you travel to these different Earths, get some excitement. So Slaycation Paradise is twin-stick shooting mixed with tower defense. So it's bringing 2 different types of genres together. A really fun and sort of high-octane experience.
So how do you come up with the idea to have a world that's so perfect that you actually want to go to the apocalypse just for some excitement?
Well, that's actually down to the developer. He's based in Australia. It's a one-man team, affordable acquisition. and it was his idea. And sort of we signed up as a publisher. We're from Merge Games, and we saw the idea, and it was incredible. And seeing what he's done in such a short amount of time, we knew it was going to be a fantastic game.
Is it pretty incredible what a one-person or two-person team can do now with the tools that are available?
Astounding, absolutely astounding, and especially the rate at which he puts out work, and when you see the first build, and then weeks later you see like such improvements, such progress made on the build, it's truly astounding.
Awesome. And so is this game, can this be purchased now? Can it be demoed now?
It's not available to purchase yet, but you can wishlist it on Steam and Epic. So we actually just announced this game yesterday during the digital showcase of the Mix. So this can be wishlisted on Steam if you search Slaycation Paradise, and we're aiming for a release around summer of this year.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Get a shot of this guy who's playing this game. There's the title, right on cue. And here is the title of this event, The Mix. It's the Media Indie Exchange Developer Showcase, the 10th Mix event to be held here in San Francisco. There's the DJ spinning some tunes. There's my tripod over there in the corner. Here's a whole nother row of game developers showing off their latest creations. Let's do a little time check here. It's a little bit after 10 o'clock. We'll take another walk down the aisle, and then I'm assuming at some point they're going to start talking, and we're going to have to sign off because we won't be able to hear anything. The last time they came on the loudspeaker, it was deafening. Cheers. Let's see what we're playing here. Being and Becoming.
What you want to do is just, keep attacking, give as much as fast as you can, just copy it on it, and it's going to be fine.
So what are we playing here?
Sorry?
What are we playing here?
So this is Being and Becoming, a pixel art Metroidvania. Actually a debut of the game, so first public showing of the title, and just generally excited for people to get their hands on it.
What is the premise of this game?
Oh, I was not prepared for that. So essentially the entire world of Being and Becoming takes place in the dream of a singular person, and the player is the one that is finally waking up and understanding how to affect and put his influence on the world, and we will see that through the game's progression.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
This is taking place in a dream.
Yes, yes.
And this definitely looks like something I would have played in the 8 or 16-bit game days. Based on the PS4 controller, I'm assuming this game is available for PS4 or will be?
We cannot confirm anything yet. This is just some proprietary stuff,
Okay, can't confirm. We can't say where the game will be available or when.
No, we have a page on Steam, and it's going to be available late 2023, so like mid to late 2023.
Mid to late 2023, all right.
And you can find it on Steam now.
On Steam now, all right. Cool. Thank you. Being and Becoming. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We had an accident.
No save.
Good save, good save. And here you are looking at what might be the most important part of GDC 2022, informal networking, something that has not occurred in person at this conference in 3 years. Hey, let me just rudely interrupt you guys. What is it like to be able to do this right here, what you guys are doing right now at a game developers conference for the first time in 3 years?
Are you based in Sweden as well? So we're all based in Sweden, but we never see each other until we come to San Francisco. That's what it's like being at a game developer conference.
So this is like the Swedish embassy in San Francisco right now.
Literally.
Right here.
When's the last time you guys saw each other?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry?
When's the last time you guys saw each other?
That was years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
All from Sweden, but only see each other in San Francisco.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great night. There are tons of games here. If we show you all of them, we will be here all night. But instead, I think we're going to put the camera back up on the tripod and say goodbye before the MC starts talking over the loudspeaker. GDC runs through Friday here in San Francisco. Today was the first day of the expo. And the trade floor will be open again tomorrow. Might try to do a little more social media action from the show floor. There will also be at least a little bit of action at the Moscone Center on Friday. So for now, we will say good night from the Mix, adjacent to the GDC 22 conference, first game developers conference to be held in person in 3 years.